Hey guys, welcome to Bag of Bricks podcast number 2, where I talk about my life and Lego. So I said I was going to do these sort of probably monthly, but I try and do them more frequently. I'm going to do this one after 2 weeks, which is good. I was thinking today while I was doing stuff, I was going through some ideas for content and stuff like that, and it just popped in there while I was emptying the dishwasher, and I just had to write it down, and I didn't. I was like all afternoon going, what was it I thought of? What was it? And it's come back to me. So that's good. So in this one, I'm going to talk about just what's been happening over Christmas and stuff, given that it's now the 30th of December already. Can't believe how quickly this year's gone. And then I wanted to talk about the eternal backlog problem. And then just a quick sort of comment on the last year for my channel. Just to round out the year, I thought it was a nice way to do it. And just a couple of ideas that are coming up soon. So, our family Christmas was lovely. I had my mother-in-law came to see us, and the kids were great, and we didn't have a huge amount of Lego, believe it or not. That's surprising, I know. Now, there were some things involved, and I will do a haul video on that one very soon. But one of the things that I've decided is going to happen as well is that Joss is going to be coming back onto the channel. She's itching to do things. She's been building stuff recently, so the kind of stuff she's really into is Lego Ghostbusters, which is perfect timing given there's a movie coming out this year. If anyone's not seen the Ghostbusters trailer, it looks like it's interesting. It's kind of like I guess a Nickelodeon style take on Ghostbusters almost, where it's like a bunch of kids find the Ghostbusters equipment and suddenly start dealing with ghosts in a town is my synopsis for it. There's a bit of Dan Aykroyd voiceover in it, so I don't know how much he features in it. There's the Ghostbusters car. They find the power proton packs. Kids with proton packs does not seem like a good idea. Although Joss built one today out of cardboard, which I was quite impressed by. She hadn't done like the hose and things like that, but she'd done like a backpack with a tube on the side that was for zapping ghosts, and she had a little trap she'd made as well. I was very impressed with her for that. She was. I helped her a bit with sticking things together, but she's so into Ghostbusters. Hasn't even seen the movie. She's seen Lego stuff. She absolutely... Dad, can I watch Lego Ghostbusters? Can I watch Lego Ghostbusters? Which makes me sad because I don't have Lego Dimensions or the Lego Dimensions Ghostbusters pack. So if anyone can help me out there, please drop me a line. She's itching to get hands on it, and I've always wanted to play Lego Dimensions, so it looks like a lot of fun from the videos. And then there's also the fan videos as well. There's some absolute cracking ones out there. So yeah, that's what's happened there. We'll get her back on the channel doing that. We also do a lot with Minecraft. Is something that's coming up, not the game. I was in EB Games the other day, and I had it in my hand. I had Minecraft, and I'm looking at it, and I'm just like, I know this game will destroy my spare time even more than Lego. I don't know when I would get it in. My wife would kill me because Joss would just want to be playing it all the time. Joss would want to kill Callie because Callie would be trying to interfere with Joss playing Minecraft all the time, and Daphne would just walk around being a pain in the ass baby because they have a habit of just pulling on everything and going, hey, I'm cute. Trust me, if you haven't got a child, that's what babies do, and she's adorable. Love her to bits. So yeah, didn't do that one. We've got some Minecraft stuff in the backlog, and I like to look at a lot of the stuff that's coming out in the next few months as well, so I must do a video on that too. Speaking of which, I've still got to do Speed Champions, Ninjago, and Minecraft. And I was also thinking about doing Trolls too. I'm very, very behind. And reason being, just had a lot going on. I've actually taken a bit of time away from Lego. I haven't built much Lego in the last probably week, to be perfectly honest. Haven't had time, had other things going on, haven't slept enough, had Christmas and things like that to sort out, been working, had my mother-in-law here, so, you know, trying to be social, not just go and hide in my Lego room and build stuff. You know, being good son-in-law. I think that's important. That's important, isn't it? I should do that. So, it did give me a bit of time to think and a bit of planning. I had a bit of a Eureka Moment kind of a few weeks back, just before I did that first podcast, and I was just thinking about what I wanted the channel to do, and I'm still sort of mulling that over, and ideas of how I want the channel to work, I want to mature the channel a bit. I've been a bit kind of like, just doing things on a whim, and there's nothing wrong with that, but the way I approach those things, I want to be a bit more structured once I start doing them, rather than just putting the camera on and seeing what happens. There needs to be a little bit more control there, I think, and that's important to me. As I said, I want to develop myself a bit more. So the podcast thing, I do actually have some notes written for this one. I'm not actually reading this as a script. I've already gone off it, but I did want to write it down so I didn't forget it like I said I did earlier on, because that was kind of frustrating. So I just wrote it down, a few points. I've read a little bit of it, but that's how I want to work with my channel in the future. So that kind of leads into the next thing I was thinking about, which is my sort of idea I had earlier on, which was the backlog problem. I apologise for the sniffly nose. I have a summer cold combined with allergies. For those of you who wondered, by the way, the bushfires are not near my house. They're quite a long way away from us. We have been heavily impacted by the smoke from it, although it's been good the last kind of week, which has been nice for us. The fires are still terrible. They're expecting tomorrow to be a really bad day, and probably New Year's Day as well. So wish the firefighters, who are all volunteers incidentally, a lot of luck in terms of staying ahead of it. They've been doing a lot of work to keep on top of it. They are doing an absolutely amazing job. My father-in-law has actually joined the volunteer fire brigade there to help with that. He signed up a year ago before all this happened, but he's helping with that now. So it's good and it's worrying at the same time. It means I know a bit more about what's going on where he is. It's actually calmed down a bit now. Down where we are here, it's actually gotten a lot heavier. I've had a couple of friends who one of them's got a farm, and the fire was literally right up to their fence, and they had to have all of their horses and donkeys taken away to friends' farms in other states. They just couldn't stay on the farm. It was too dangerous. So they were desperately borrowing anything they could put horses and donkeys into to get them off the land. Luckily, their farm is fine, untouched. The fire didn't make it onto their property, but it was very, very close for them. You're hearing so many stories about that one. It's just amazing how much of this country's actually come together on this. It's incredible. It's incredible. Being someone from England, where the worst we get is some flooding and a few other things, but these fires are absolutely terrifying. They're making their own weather now. Give you some idea of how bad they are. They're making weather. There's what's called firestorms, which literally is lightning coming from the smoke above down to the ground again. It's terrifying to see. There's been literal firenadoes. I just can't imagine what those people are going through who live there, and the firefighters. So kudos to them. Anyway, back to the backlog problem. I was thinking about this the other day, and I have a lot of sets to build. I have minifigures to put together. I've got 2 people packs to do. I've got a whole stack of big sets to do. I've got parts to do. I've got mocks planned. I've got all sorts to do. And I found myself strangely procrastinating. And the reason it's a combination of, I've been trying to figure it out, what's going on in my head. I know, once I sit down and start building, I love it. The problem I have is what to build. For example, at the moment, I'm torn between doing train stuff. Train stuff does very well on my channel. People love when I talk about trains. You guys are enthusiastic about it. I've got a train to build. I've got 2 train mocks planned. I've got a ton of carriages to build, my depot to do, and, trying to find a couple of other trains I want. I'm hoping the LEGO rumours are true this year, that there's a train line coming, but who knows? That's in the rumour mill. No one's actually been able to confirm that one, but it was going around GJBricks quite a lot recently, so fingers crossed something happens there. What I was thinking about, though, was why is that happening? What's going on there? I look at my shelf up here, and the boxes over there, and the ones down, and I'm just like, why is this happening? How does this keep happening? What's making me stop? And it's a combination of things, I think. I think some of it actually comes down to almost feeling guilty about, I'm going to sit in my room and do this on my own. I'm not doing this. My wife's going to sit there and watch TV or stuff. She goes to bed, whatever. Or it's guilt about the fact that I've bought this Lego and I have stretched my budget further than I should have. I've gone over budget the last few months. I'll be honest. Black Friday. Sorry, it had to happen. And another set that I bought today that I really shouldn't have, but it was finally in stock again. And I'm like, right, there, buy, got it before it went back out of stock. I think it was out of stock about 10 minutes after I ordered it. This was just through one of the retailers here in Australia. But why does that happen? What happens? Does anyone else have this issue where you just sort of start to feel guilty or overthink what's going on? You procrastinate. You're kind of am I feeling guilty? Is it am I going to do a good job on the video? Do I need to film it even? I've been building a few sets recently where I'm even wondering, do I need to build it? I've got one under here. This one's on my list. I've been meaning to build this one for ages. Do I need to do a review of this one? It's Lego City from 2019, so it's a recent set. Do you guys want me to review it? Let me know in the comments. I'm thinking to just build it. I bought it for parts, to be honest, but I will build it as well. But I've bought this for parts because I want to do a fire station mock. I've got an idea for it. and this had a lot of what I needed in it. And I do like the little fire truck here. It'll go well with the kind of ute style fire truck that's there. But things like that, I've got that set there. I've got a couple of big sets over there. I think the next set I'm actually going to build is the big rocket. I can't remember the actual name of it now, the deep space rocket, as opposed to the one I've got, which was the launcher one. So, I know, maybe it's the launcher one, and I think, actually, it probably is the launcher one, and I've got, anyway, can't remember now. I bought it so long ago, I've actually forgotten what the set was. And then I've got things like the Apocalypseburg. I'm absolutely waiting. That one I'm not going to rush to build. That one's right time, right moment, right space set up. That's kind of how I think. And Ninjago City took me a year to build because I was so excited about building it. I just wanted to make sure I had the right mindset. And that sounds really contradictory to being excited, but that's how I think. I could build it quickly and it's done and I can yay, or I can sit there and look at it and go, I want to make the absolute most of this build experience. And as it turned out, I actually ended up building that set when I needed to. It's the best way I can do it. You guys know I'd been struggling a bit, and I just hit a point where I needed something to really lift me up, and Ninjago City actually really did bring me out of a funk. Like I built it on my live stream. It took me longer than it should have, but it really kind of lifted me out of a hole, and it was so wonderful building it, looking at it. When the kids saw it, they were over the moon. And that's one of those things. So how to get past this backlog issue? I'm trying to sort of prioritize it in my head and say, well, what do I want to do now? I've got stuff that benefits my channel. I've got stuff that I just want to build because I enjoy it. Like I've got the Star Wars Slave 1 I'd been planning to build for ages. I don't have anywhere to put it's my problem, so I'm not going to build that one for a while yet. I'd love to build it. Slave 1's one of my all-time favourite ships from Star Wars, along with the Millennium Falcon. I won't be buying the big Millennium Falcon. I've decided it's just not in my budget. It's not worth it. I'd feel bad about buying it unless I can get it at that stupid Amazon price they had on Black Friday. So, there's those considerations. There's ones that are going to look good in my city. Like, do I have a space for it? Is it something that I feel like the city's really missing? Like, I got Hagrid's hut the other day because I think that would be great in the residential area of my city. I've got a couple of other sets to build as well. Like, I got the Ninjago mech, like the big, I can't remember the name of it now. What's it called? It was like last year's, the one that's like a spaceship, a flying ship that forms into the robot. I love mechs. I'm going to do a bit more about mechs this year. You probably noticed from Santa over here that, I like mechs. My, get away from her, you Grinch! I'm very happy with that tagline. I wish I'd thought of that when I did the video originally. It would have been so good. Maybe I should redo that video. But I love mechs, so that's on my theme. So, it's some of that's like, what do I want to do? What's going to make me excited? What's going to fit in with my city? What can I progress? And I think what I need to do is actually cycle through themes. I need to go, at the moment, I want to focus on building a city. So maybe I'll do a couple of things that contribute to the city. And then I can do a couple of video updates about, I've put, this is what we built. This has gone in. Here's a city update. Then I can do a bit more work on the city, build another set, put that in. Then that's, that's a couple of city updates. That's, 2 more than I get out at the moment. So if I do that, like one week I focus on just doing city stuff. If I do the next week, I focus on stuff of interest to me, which is, around things like building out train stuff. I'm planning a train mock at the moment. And then I do review stuff. Now, reviews shouldn't take me long, and I can't understand. I've been procrastinating on reviews. I've got a ton of stuff to build. I've got I've got stuff I want to build that I can actually use for mocks. I bought a couple of sets that are just going to be for mocks. I've got another one. I will show you those actually. I've got to do a Black Friday. I've got to do a belated Black Friday, Cyber Monday video of some of the stuff I got in that sale. I went way overboard, but I got some stuff I really wanted, and I got some incredible stuff for parts as well. So some of you will go, no, build it, and I will build the sets, and then I'll tear them apart and build something else. So I'm sorry, I've become a true AFOL. That's what I buy sets for quite often now. I do keep a lot of them together. The Creator stuff, for example, I will be buying the Creator, the new Creator modular that will be built. So, that's kind of like where I'm at with it. Do you guys have like your own approaches to this? To me, it's going to be, I'm trying to do a cycle of themes. And my goal there is to actually keep myself moving forward with my bigger content. And then just do a couple of filler bits here and there. Some of my historical stuff, some smaller sets, eBay wins, haul videos, bricklink orders, technique videos, stuff like that. Now, my technique videos have been doing very, very well on my channel, so I'm going to have a bit of a look at focusing on that a bit. Excuse me. Very professional podcasting here, blowing my nose during a podcast. I could have been a newsreader there. And here's the news. I've lost my train of thought there. Perfect. Just like a newsreader. No. Yeah, so I kind of like those smaller things. My how-to videos have been doing very well, so I want to kind of look at a couple of technique videos. There's some stuff, I've been researching a lot on how to do train stuff. I've got train mocks to build. There's a few problems I've solved myself to make things work. There's a few things like powering up trains. Like, they're not the easiest thing to power up, and there's a ton of ways to do it. And I've just shown you my way, but also told you the problems that go with it. And people seem to really appreciate that. And then they use what you've done as a base and then build their own version based on what they have, or what they can get hold of, or what they want to do, and that's great, and that's how it should be. And I was talking to another guy today who motorized his Hogwarts Express, and we were talking about like he'd taken the approach of he's motorized it, and then I decided to just go and throw that out the window and build an Emerald Knight in Hogwarts colours. And we were talking about how it looked like an amazing train, but it wasn't a Hogwarts Express anymore. That was my opinion anyway, but it looked absolutely incredible. I love what he'd done with it. I kind of want to build one now. I want to build an Emerald Knight in a colour. I'm not sure what colour. It's not going to be the original green, but anyway, I got some train stuff for Christmas, which I'm going to cover in a video as well, which I want to talk about. And that's again part of my wanting to talk about train stuff. So I've gone a bit off tangent there, but again, it all does relate to the backlog. And I'm not just talking about a backlog of sets at this point. I'm talking about backlog of what I want to actually do and achieve in my city. I want to enjoy it. I'm looking down Main Street at the moment thinking, I love this. I need to do more of this. So when the move to the other room happens, I'm not sure when that's going to be. That's at the mercy of my wife at the moment because most of her stuff's in the way. It's got to be moved. I was kind of thinking to change from this square system I have now to maybe a longer one so I can actually get to things easier. At the moment, I've got a kind of bit of a problem. I can't get to certain areas of the city very easily. So I want to go with a longer one, but I do want to keep the layering in there. If anything, I want to put more layering in so I can add more things. But having the longer layout means I can have more train space potentially in some areas. I can have longer lines of sight. I can have longer sidings because I've actually got more trains than sidings at the moment, which is an interesting problem. And then I can also do things like having a raised train line, which has always been on my list. I've got more space for buildings and mocks. I can make the residential area, I think that's going to become a tiered thing, and I can have more in there, perhaps with the train line running behind and underneath it so you can't see it as much and I get more build space again. That's a great idea, guys. Thanks for sharing that with me. I can have more space for the harbour in theory. That one's an interesting one. I might have to make my Marvel Bridge wider. That's that's a problem to have, but yeah. Anyway, I'm talking about that one. I should save that one for another video. So yeah, I think on the backlog thing again, it's kind of at the end of the day, just got to build. Just got to we build Lego because we love it, and that's the end thing to remember is you're building it because you love it, and don't make it a chore. And that's something that I have realised. I love doing these videos. I love talking to you guys. I love the feedback. I love the comments. I love my adult audience and the teen audience I have, because all of my audience is over 18. This is a general interest channel, remember? So I like to kind of just build. I just want to build. I don't want this to be a chore. I want it to be a labour of love, and that's why I want to bring the kids back into this as well. I want to get them more involved in it because they remind me why I do this, because when they see I've got new videos, they want to watch it. That's what they want to do, and the backlog is part of building that out for them. Now, I'm going to finish up just with a quick thoughts on the last year. I've gone on longer than I meant to. I thought this was going to be a 15-minute video, not a 20-minute video, so I apologise. Now, one of the things I've achieved this year is actually launching a podcast. Now, be sure to go and check it out, because I've actually got it on a few other places now. I've gone through Anchor FM, and I've put the link down below in the video here, so you can go and see that one, but it's actually up on a few other sites. It's not on iTunes yet. I think you need a couple more before they'll appear on there, but it's definitely on Spotify and about 4 or 5 others, including the Google Podcast Store, which I didn't even know existed. But that's something I've achieved, and I feel like I'm going to do this a bit more. I'm going to do some stuff with Dr. McBrick in this year as well. Dr. McBrick this year. So we've agreed to a bit of a partnership and do more work because we love talking to each other. We love sharing ideas and talking about things. It's very important to us, and we've decided that we're very similar people, so we can share those ideas my camera is about to run out of battery. I really hope it doesn't run out just as I'm doing this one. I've learned a lot about myself and how to make these videos and what you guys like, so I really appreciate that one. And on that note, I'm going to wrap up before this runs out of battery. So thanks a lot for watching, guys, and your support. Check out my links below. Go and follow those podcasts. And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you. And I'll see you in 2020.